Always been. I thought we were good. So, all right, if everyone would stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. I'd like to call this evening's meeting to order. Thank you all for coming. It's good to see lots of people in here. And first we have officer introductions and promotions.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. Tonight I'm pleased to introduce 3 of our 4 of our newest officers. Officer Lyles is our newest officer and he's unable to be here because he's currently at the academy. And I'm pleased to say that we are currently fully staffed on patrol. Yay. Once we get them all trained up, we're good to go. So, Officer Rolfe, will you please join me? Officer Rolfe came to us from the National Guard, and he was hired on December 21st of 22. He's completed his 14 weeks of the academy and his 14 weeks of FTO. And so he is out on his own, doing God's work, as we say. So we're happy to have him. The next officer is Officer Rakowski, Benjamin Rakowski. Yeah, just keep it in. If I gotta be in the hot seat, you guys can be in the hot seat. Misery loves company, I guess. All right. Officer Rakowski is a local payroll resident. He was hired on March of this year. He's also completed his 14 weeks of the academy and his 14 weeks of FTO, and he is now on his own also. So they're very happy to be on their own without their shadow. And the last officer tonight is Officer Connor Hoagland. Will you please join us? Officer Hoagland was prior military. He was in the Army for approximately 10 years. I won't hold that against him. I was a former Marine, so we appreciate his service to the country. And he's also he just completed his 14 weeks of FTO and his 14 weeks of the academy. So he is finally on his own. So we are pleased to have them. We look forward to great things from them to continue to learn and serve the citizens of Paola. Last but not least, now it is with great pride that I introduce our newest sergeant, Jonathan. Will you please come up here? Sergeant Lake has been with us since 21, and he comes to us from Lawrence PD, enjoying the little slower, quieter pace for sure. A whole different clientele, so that's a good thing. He's been one of our most active officers, and only second to Sergeant Gonzalez. He's still learning from Sergeant Gonzalez, and he's trying to play keep up. But I'm working on it. I'll get there. I'll part. Yes, it's always next year, right? Let's see. So with that, we have Sergeant Lake's parents and grandfather doing the pinning tonight. So if I could get his parents up here. Brian and Michelle. They're pinning on the sergeant chevrons. Get retired Trooper Sergeant Robert Legg, Missouri Highway Patrol. He will be getting on young Sergeant Legg's badge.
We didn't wear badges.
You draw a little blood, that's fine.
Can we do it like we did in the army?
Yeah, yeah. Or burn those stripes, the hard way. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a very good police department. I forgot, as I have for the last 2 years, to mention we have an amended agenda that we're working on. One day I'll get it. Just moved something up into old unfinished business, instead of new business. There wasn't anything added, it was just moved in the order. So first we have the consent agenda. I just had one minor typo. On the minutes, it says under the presentation with the museum, they encourage everyone to join in on the fun, and I think it's supposed to be fun. And I probably would have just left it alone, but I'm afraid in
No, that.
10 years, somebody's gonna, what fun were they talking about?
That's exactly right.
So, that's the only thing I saw.
Thank you.
Did anybody else have any questions or comments on anything on the consent agenda? If not, is there a motion?
I so move to approve the consent agenda as presented and authorize the mayor to sign.
I second. Smale?
Hi.
Hayes? Aye. Beckman?
Aye.
Shields?
Aye. Thank you. Next, we have comments from the public. Is there anyone here that has anything they'd like to comment on that's not an agenda item? Okay. And then this is the amended item. We moved it up to unfinished business. Consider a CUP for 716 South Roll, which is ordinance number 3216.
Okay, so this is a request for a conditional use permit for 716 South Gold, Taylor Mobile Home Park, for the use of campgrounds in the suburban zoning district as defined in the LDO. This is a form of commercial lodging where guests bring tents, travel trailers, campers, or other similar forms of shelter. The campground rents pads to guests. So over time, the mobile home park has brought in RVs, recreational vehicles, to serve as long-term rental options for park residents. Park owners would be notified by staff. The legal option to use those RVs as homes would be to apply for a CUP to operate as a campground as defined in the LDO. Mr. Kenneth Barley, who owns the trailer park, has approached staff and applied for a CUP to utilize two lots, only two lots, lots 3 and lot 7, within the mobile home park for the use of RVs. He stated that this is primarily due to the size of the lots in relation to the size of modern day mobile home trailer homes. Lots 3 and 7, he states, are smaller than the other lots in the park and would accommodate a parks model RV. At the September 19th Planning Commission meeting, commissioners voted 2-2 for the conditional use permit with conditions of an RV on lots 3 and 7. The vote was forwarded to council in October, where council members made a motion to return the request to the Planning Commission for further stipulations. During the November 15th Planning Commission meeting, commissioners voted 6-0 to recommend the approval of the CUP with the following conditions. Recreational vehicles are restricted to lots 3 and 7 only. Recreational vehicles must be connected to all available public utilities. Recreational vehicles must have self-contained restroom facilities, no composting toilets. No motorhomes or fifth wheel trailers permitted. Lots 3 and 7 must each have one dedicated off-street parking spot. Each recreational vehicle moved onto lots 3 and 7 must be inspected by the City of Paola building inspector to obtain a certificate of occupancy. And in compliance with the LDO definition of campgrounds, property owners shall not own any recreational vehicles. They shall only rent the lots. Recreational vehicles must have skirting. Lot numbers must be posted in compliance with city code. And at any time, the city may revoke the conditional use permit for violations of the conditions of approval, expiration, or the reasons specified in section 21-225 of the Land Development Ordinance. The city shall provide notice to landowners and public in the same manner as was provided for the establishment of the conditional use permit. So if there's any questions.
Anybody have any questions? If not, is there a motion?
I move to adopt ordinance 3216, approving conditional use permit number 23 CUP 04 for campgrounds at 716 South Gold, Paola MHP 1 LLC applicant.
A second.
Mayo,
Reluctantly, I'll vote yes.
Kate? No. Beckman,
Aye.
Shield?
Aye.
Okay, motion passed 3-1. We appreciate the planning commission taking that back up and doing a little bit more work on it. All right, now for election results.
Okay, so on November 7th, there was an election held for mayor and council ward seats 1 and 3. The votes showed after the canvass that Lee House had the most votes for mayor. J.R. McMahon had the most votes for Ward 1, and Kathy Peckman had most votes for Ward 3. So the council is asked to accept the results, and the new council can take their seat.
I know questions on this, because it is what it is.
Yeah.
Is there a motion to accept the results?
I'll make a motion to accept the certificate of election results, naming Lee House Mayor, J.R. McMahon, City Councilman, Ward 1, and Kathy Peckman, City Councilperson, Ward 3, as the candidates receiving the most votes.
I second.
Mayo,
Aye.
Hayes. Aye. Peckman,
Aye.
Shield.
Aye.
Motion approved. Why did you sound so excited?
My meeting will be short.
That was a very enthusiastic vote.
It was. Aye.
Yeah, all right, so now we need to recess, sign, die.
I move to recess sign die, which means without Dave.
I'll second that.
Mayo,
Aye.
Hayes. Aye. Peckman.
Aye.
Shield.
Aye.
All right, motion approved. Dave, before you run off. This is just a thought, thanking you for your service and all the time that you've given, not only as council, but to also our PD and the community. You do a lot, so thank you very much.
I appreciate it. ran for council, I had two motives I wanted to run for. One was to look out for city employees, and two, to get us a good city manager, and I think we've accomplished both of those, so I can happily leave.
You can put it up next to your Chiefs jersey.
All right, oath of office.
Right, so Kathy, we'll just have you just stand there. And JR, if you wanna come up here, we'll just do the council seats together. Right, if you could both raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Jerome McMahon,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and faithfully discharge the duties of council member,
and faithfully discharge the duties of council member.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Fine, right here, please.
Thank you.
Did I get your way? I'm sorry. All right, Mayor Powell.
I won't be, that's what I got all this time.
Okay, I state your name,
I, Lee House,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and faithfully discharge duties of mayor,
and faithfully discharge duties of mayor,
so help me God.
so help me God.
All right, congratulations. Yeah. Welcome officially.
Thank you, very excited, very excited.
Welcome back. All right, now, I've asked Pastor Indy Parks to come do the invocation for us.
Heavenly Father, thank you for your kindness and your mercy. Thank you for the freedom we have to gather for this ceremonious occasion. We pray for these leaders you have placed to lead, guide, and serve our city and community. We pray for a spirit of peace and unity between those currently serving, the re-elected, and the newly elected. Give them direction, wisdom, discernment when it comes to the decisions that need to be made. Let your voice lead them and guide them in all that they do. Thank you that we're here to be a part of their swearing in, as well as those of our new officers. We thank you for our police department. We thank you for the safety and the service they provide. And we thank you for each of these city council leaders, Father, and all that they do for our community. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. All right. Is there a motion to resume the recess meeting?
I move to resume the recess meeting.
Is there a second?
My second.
Who got this? McMahon?
Yes.
States?
Aye.
Aye. Shield?
Aye.
We get in such a rhythm.
Yeah.
There's a new name there.
I would answer it anyway.
That's gonna take practice.
All right. Now we have the annual election of council officers.
Mayor, I'd like to nominate J.R. McMahon as our president of the Pale City Council.
I second.
We want you to start working hard right away.
We're not letting you rest.
No, it could be an honor if the council wanted to be president, and I will work hard.
I know.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
McMahon,
Aye.
Hayes. Aye. Peckman,
Aye.
Shield.
Aye.
All right. Motion to nominate vice president. Ready? There's 3 to choose from.
Not if you're doing the top.
I nominate, Ms. Hayes for vice president.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
McMahon,
Yes.
Hayes. Aye. Peckman.
Aye.
Shield.
Aye.
All right.
Thank you, President.
All right. YouTube and Cora.
All right, so as we've discussed it at work study, any recorded information regardless of form maintained or kept by any public agency is subject to the Kansas Open Records Act. So electronic records have been brought new issues under Cora in general regarding storage, how long they should be kept, and how long to provide the record to requesters. So according to state statute, the permanent record of a meeting is the minutes. As discussed at the work study session in December, recording a meeting is not a requirement now that the public is able to attend in person. So in order to comply with Cora, we must either archive all videos and make them available or stop recording them at all. Those are our only 2 options.
So there's no keeping them a month at a time because you have to save them forever
You
if
have
they're
to-
recorded at all.
Yeah, you have to say, well, our retention schedule right now, we follow a 5-year.
5 years.
So we would just add YouTube to our retention schedule and probably just do 5-year. Yeah. Yes. So if we need to decide if we just want to continue recording the public meetings and archive them or just stop recording meetings.
And there was a cost.
Yes, there is a cost
Just
for
saving.
all the archiving, so yeah, and that includes like all our emails, every social media account, all the Facebooks, all the stuff. Yeah, there's an annual fee, I think it was like $2,800 a year to include all this stuff, so it pieces it together, how many Facebooks you have, how many email addresses, so.
Mayor, I will go on record as to say I like the fact that we record our meetings. And I went to YouTube and found out that we have more people watching us on YouTube than coming to our meetings. So in March, we had 145 views. April, there was 82. 28, 16 in August, we had 52 people, October 47. That's 47, that's the number of people that couldn't make it to a meeting, but they could go on YouTube and watch the meeting. And I think it's a good thing that we have it. I was glad to see when we started doing it. In fact, I would be happy to do our work sessions also, but I know that's debatable.
Well, and I know I really am a little bit indifferent about it, other than it would save us money if we don't do it. Some of the people that watch could be here. They could be in the building.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that are not able to get out at night and they want to know what's going on. Most of the cities around us, I mean, most of the cities have some form of recording that people can go and view.
I feel like I like seeing the public here. I like seeing people involved and it makes me feel supported. And I know that the minutes will still be archived, so they can still access the information that we go over and the votes and how things were worded. And so to me, they still have access to these meetings without that fee being involved. So, and if that would encourage more people to come and be more present, I feel strongly about that.
There's a lot of people though that can't.
I
come.
agree.
We have a lot of older people that can't.
I agree.
But they can access the minutes.
Well, and a lot of them are probably not, I mean, do you know a lot of older people that are watching the YouTube channel?
I know a few that do regularly. So, somebody does, there's 150 some,
If the same person watches it 10 times, that's.
there was 145, 82, 52. That's pretty good.
How I would view it is that if the council felt that they had a message that they wanted to get out during the meeting, and lots of times you can read the minutes, you know, but you don't really get the gist of what the conversation was and went on, and also when it went on. If to go to the council and say, hey, I want to make sure that we get our message out and we show that we're good stewards, then go ahead and, you know, and archive it. How many people look at the archive? I'm not real sure. I know that there's a cost associated with it. But I think what it boils down to, if we suffice that in the minutes and is good enough, and they can watch this if they want to. But I believe if the council said, you know, I just want to get our message out. I want to see how we interact with each other. I want to show that we have good stewards of what we do. Probably going with a more extensive one would be the way to go. The council feels like, hey, the minutes suffice. Ms. Shields said, you know, basically you got 147. It does add a lot to it. It does. So.
I'm like Debbie, I do like to see people here. Cause I think. I don't know. And I don't know if people would just be not engaged. You know, then 140 people aren't gonna come. So, and like I said, I'm kind of indifferent other than the cost savings, honestly, because I don't know that there's that many people that go out and really watch them after. I think they watch it because it's there.
No, when you go to YouTube, you have to make a special effort to get to YouTube.
Well, I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I think they watch it because it's there.
You go there because you're looking for it.
Right. But if they're if there's a topic that they're interested in, then they will be here instead.
They will if they can,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of people that can't.
What's the cost associated with this? I mean, where we're at now, where we're going to?
2,800.
What?
2,800.
2,800
A year.
a year.
But we have 2 YouTube accounts.
That includes all the city.
Yeah.
city stuff.
Every account,
Yes,
so it's not a whole lot of money,
yeah, there's
but
several
it's still,
accounts. Which we're trying to, like, I think there's some Twitter accounts we can get rid of, and, yeah, we were just trying to lower the. Cause these are all, I mean, none of these records are required, so we're just
When-
creating records. essentially,
When you're
that we
elected,
get to archive.
you're hoping that the public out there realizes you're doing your job, you know, and that's one way is YouTube to look at it. I was against it as county clerk because at that time we had to keep recordings and date them and where do we store them and all that. This YouTube is storing them, correct?
Yeah,
But it's not good enough for us.
no, that's why you have to pay someone to actually take them.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
We have to pay a company to actually archive them
For us.
because if YouTube were to lose all that, we would be in a lot of trouble for that. So we'll have them archived, and then if someone were to request through Cora, they can request that meeting and we would have to supply it to them. So we could just get it from the company that is archiving it and send it to the
Well, then
requester.
if
So we've got to back
we
up.
denied archive, if we denied keeping them, that would be a problem off your back.
Yeah, if we didn't record them, yes, we would have nothing to archive. We'll still have to archive what we have, but in the future, we wouldn't be creating a record to archive.
Went both ways.
I know, that's kind of how I am.
Yeah,
I'm kind of pretty indifferent, like I said, we have nothing to hide in here, it's very open and.
Well, I think it shows transparency too, for people that can't come to the meetings.
Well, I was one of those in probably March or April.
Yeah.
But Kat, did you access the YouTube videos?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if mostly it was, seeing how the flooding was this year. And of course, there wasn't any, a big winter, but also, that's all I did. I can get to the minutes, anybody can get to the minutes. And that is the official way things are done. I mean, as far as the public, they could look all they want. And let's say you and I are arguing. Doesn't make a hill of beans until you vote.
Right.
So that's why I say I'm 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
You know, I'll kind of land here. Today's world, whether we like it or not, is based on a phone.
On what?
On a phone. Where they get the information at, and that's where and that's where they get it from. They like to visualize, and I understand that. Another thing is that we can take a look at is, they're starting to teach some civics in school.
You're kidding.
Yes, finally. And I think if we, and again, I understand this official minutes, hey, look at it. I think if you take a bunch of kids in high school and they go in there and they're going like, okay. I think if they could actually see a council and a city manager and city staff and everybody in action, see how they interact, see how they do things. You know, I think we could drum up a little more interest. So on that end of it, I would probably land, and it looks like the council's like, we really don't know. I understand the cost savings, and I do understand staffs looking into this, appreciate it very, very much. But I think if we look at the big picture, if somebody wants to come to me, they'll come to the meeting. If somebody wants to watch it, they'll watch it. And typically they won't watch unless it's something that, oh, by the way, they vote on something that was dear to me. So I'm going to jump in and I'm going to do it. But I think if you look at the bigger picture because the organizations that I'm part of are probably the same thing. It's got to be visual. They can look it up. And if you think about it for a second, they could be in a civics class. We can see how they can see how a city manager acts. They can see how staff acts. They can see how a council acts. They can actually see the meat and bones, how they come to this decision of what they do. And then, okay, now let's look at the minutes. And they'll say, oh, now I can put the two together. That's my opinion. I've just been on here for 15 minutes and I'll shut up. But I was leaning when I first came in here going like, yeah, let's just go with the other one. But I think after council discussion, I'm kind of leaning more the other way right now. And I'll turn it back over to council. Discuss it.
Well, I do like your point about the younger generation.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about it.
And, you know, there's been a lot of, I think, like the rest of us, weariness with government. So if that's an avenue that they are plugged in, then maybe we leave it. Some of the views are playing my kids. So, that was a good point.
And as I was saying a while ago, I was watching a city near us the other day. And all the problems they have in their city, I came away feeling pretty good about Paola. So.
Well, we got a motion
Do
then?
we have a motion?
Yeah, I'd like to hear from the city manager just before. You got any questions on this? Discussion?
No, honestly, this is up to you guys. Yes, it's a burden on staff, but if it's something you want to keep doing, we're willing to do that. So like, not one strong feeling one way or another. So this is definitely a council decision.
Why don't we do it for a year? Let's bring this back and see.
Yeah, good question.
Well,
Do we
no,
have to sign
that's-
a contract for certain length of time with this company that archives? Like, is it a year? And then after that, we can pay for it then?
Well, we'll have to, no matter what, we have to archive for
What we already
the
have.
whole, yeah, 5
Okay.
years. So, yeah, I mean, it'll be an ongoing thing. Plus, I'm sure we'll add and subtract.
Who would be able to tell us how many people are actually looking at it? Is there a?
It tells you right there.
I can, I
It tells
manage
you
the
on
account. I can get actual numbers, yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Well, and if the storage fee ever just gets outrageous, definitely we need to revisit it.
Yeah,
It tells you at the bottom of the screen
How
how
many
many
views?
people have visited the site.
I don't.
How many views? Yeah.
So
Okay.
I didn't know, so.
If there's no more
Glad you did.
discussion, is there a motion?
I move to archive all past YouTube videos and. Wait a minute,
I
that's
tried
not
to
what-
do.
I move to continue to record public meetings and archive all past and future videos.
I'll second that motion.
McMahon,
Aye.
Hayes,
Aye.
Peckman,
Aye.
Shield.
Aye.
I didn't think that would take that long, but
Yeah, but you know,
it was important.
It was a good discussion.
if you back up just a second, what we just did was perfect for a civics class for anything. We had good discussion, our senior manager weighed in on it. And then we had a really good discussion about it, and we came out with what we thought was the best recommendation. That's how I look at it.
All right, Paler Crossings Public Improvement Cost Share Reimbursement.
Yes, ma'am. As discussed at work study, just a little background. Late in 2019, the Paola City Council created the Tax Incremental Financing District, as well as the CID Community Improvement District for Paola Crossings. Along with that was a agreement that was officially approved on July 14th, 2020 by Paola City Council, was the Public Improvements Cost Share with Highlands Development. And this was, the city agreed to share the cost share of the right in, right out, as well as water and sewer infrastructure, new infrastructure that we put there. The cap for the cost share was $300,000, and it required, the developer to request it and submit documentation. The staff has reviewed all the documentation, he has submitted everything that is required, and he has capped it at the $300,000. So he is requesting the max of the $300,000 to be paid now. It'll be paid out of Fund 90, which is our CIP fund.
How many things we got over there now? We got
We have 2 official, and then 1 is getting ready to be built. So we have the KC scooters, and then the VA will be coming.
okay, how many lots do we still got over there?
They're only in phase 1 right now.
Okay.
So there's still, I think it was a total of 5 phases. So it was 36 acres. So
Yeah.
there's still quite a bit to go.
Do we have, an idea of how much the VA is going to spend on their building? Has that ever been brought up?
We have a building permit.
Yeah.
Total.
So it's just over $1 million.
Okay.
Yeah, that, what we're paying for here, that was much needed, that right turn.
Yes.
As
As
well
well
as
as
a nightmare without.
Yeah, the new
Yeah.
water and sewer lines are next to it.
That too, yeah. Those are underground, they're.
A hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A whole lot better.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion, to approve submitted public improvement cost share recommendations to Highland Development LLC in the amount of $300,000.
A second.
McMahon,
McMahon.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm actually looking at the next one. I probably need to reconsider keeping these archives now, but anyway. Aye.
Hayes,
Aye.
Peckman,
Aye.
Shield.
Aye.
All right, motion passed. Next, the American Tower Lease Agreement Amendment.
Yes, ma'am. So as well, we discussed this at work study, so we'll go over it really briefly. American Tower owns a communication tower, and the common location is the tower out at Lake Milo by the gun range. That's how everyone knows it. So that's the tower. So we own the land, American Tower owns the tower, and then they lease it to communication companies. So that's the whole gist of it. So based upon the current market conditions, American Tower would like to amend the agreement. The lease agreement between the city of Hale and American Towers was last amended in 2013. And we already went over the options, but presented are the options that American Tower presented. I also have the current agreement conditions on there as well, so it's easy for you guys to compare. The proposed first one would be a one-time signing bonus of $4,000. They would want to lower the monthly rental by $200 to $1,800. 3% annual escalation would still be in there. They would like to add a no compete clause in tax language. As we discussed, a no compete is not competitors, it's so we can't build another tower on that property, which obviously it's so small, we can't do that anyway, so that's fine. And the tax language is so that we pay and they reimburse us for the taxes. We already do that. We just don't have it in the agreement. So we're just making it official by putting the language in there. And then the final date expiration, the current one is 2055 and they're asking for 2075. And then the second option would be a one-time payment for the land of almost $400,000. The last option that I didn't put on here, but would be to do nothing. That's also an option. We don't have to amend it. We can just let it go. But there is the risk of them finding another tower location. So it's something you guys can weigh. If you want to amend it, yes. If not, you can gamble. I wouldn't recommend that because that is our only tower that we lease from. And it does get us a very decent revenue throughout the year. So let's see here. If the council decides to move forward with one of the options, then the city attorney will review the final draft and myself and make any necessary minor changes. We don't plan on changing a whole lot, but we need the meat of it, and that would be one of the options that the council would approve. So that is what we were asking for.
I'm ready to make a motion.
Go for it.
Okay, I like it.
I move to approve option 1 from American Tower LLC and authorize the necessary signatures.
I second.
McMahon,
I got one question. City manager concur with the motions?
Yes,
That's the best option.
I do believe option 1's the best option.
Thank you. Yes.
Hayes,
Aye.
Peckman,
Aye.
Shields.
Right. Motion passed on that one. And next committee reports. We have an appointment to make to the Taylor Recreation Commission Board.
Is it Brian? I'm kidding.
Like the way.
Congratulations, you win.
You did get written in the mayor, so.
That's true, that's true, you did.
Right. Okay, so you guys have, in your package, you have both applicants. You've had time to look over those.
Yeah,
They both met all the criteria.
so,
Neither of them are here tonight, so.
so we just move on. Okay, I move that we accept Logan Scriber as, the, appointment to the rec commission.
For a second for Logan.
I second.
McMahon,
Yay.
Hayes,
Aye.
Peckman,
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you all. All right, staff reports. Nothing? You've done that talking tonight?
Yes, I've done a lot of that.
Kurt? I mean, Vicky?
Yeah. Yep, all is well.
Jessica?
Lake Mary, their new dormitory project is quickly coming to an end, so they have, they don't have a final inspection date set yet, but we're approaching it, so it's gonna be exciting when they get it done.
It's hard to believe it's that close.
Yeah.
You just can't really see it unless you drive back.
Yep.
There's always question everyone.
Yeah, other than that,
Ready?
So I got notified yesterday that City of Hilo was selected for the Safe Streets for All grant. So we have been awarded $120,000,
Yay.
$125,000, to go towards a Safe Streets for All traffic safety program. So I'll be getting notified by KDOT on the next steps for that. So yay,
Exciting.
it's really exciting. So
Yes, it is.
Now, is that for streets or?
yes, so it's to do a street safety plan.
Yeah.
And then we take the plan and we can take that and apply for the next round for the money to implement it.
Okay.
It was the first step.
Yep,
Big step.
big step, yes.
And that's what, Kimberly Horn is helping us.
Yes, that's what Kimberly Horn was. I will say that, our comp plan was a big help because taking back off of the information from that honestly is what got us this. So that comp plan was worth its money. between that and the master plan coming off of that, it was
Big deal.
a great thing, so.
We've had, I don't know how many things we've worked on since that was done, but I've only heard good things from outside people that work with us
Mhm.
on our comp plan.
Yes, we have,
Well, it helps all staff in the city.
But everyone always says it's very well done.
it helped us get the grant for QuickCom to
Yes.
boost our internet. Now we have all these providers coming, and then it's helped this and it's helped housing. It's really done its money worth, so.
Yeah.
And do you have someone that's helping you on these grants? You mentioned somebody's name.
Okay, so, in June, we contracted with Kimley Horn, and they are the ones that helped me with this grant, yes, so it was Kimley Horn.
And does she look out for other grants, or is she
Okay.
watching out for other grants for us, or?
So, Kimley Horn is a, engineering firm,
Okay,
and so we work with someone under them, and yes, they do email me, say, hey, you should look at this one, you should look at that one.
Okay.
Keep us in mind for the next round.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
good.
good relationship, thanks to Lee House and her high school classmate.
He's 2 years older.
Okay. But that's the only big news I have.
Pale roots, they come in handy sometimes. Nothing? All right. JR, do you have anything?
Yeah, bring on city staff here for a second. Somebody that used to deal in the grant world. Those things don't, oh, by the way, we love you and go it that way. But, our city manager did say something about it's pretty important, is that, what I found out is that once you're successful in one grant, and they all talk. And then you're successful in the next grant, and they all talk, and they get with that. And once your city gets a reputation of getting grants done and doing it in a timely manner, okay, when they start looking, guess where they're gonna look first? They're gonna look over here at the ones that didn't do it right and didn't get it. They will look at the ones that did it right. So congratulations to you and your city staff
Yeah,
on that, because, you know, you want this good, it just keeps building. So, like I said, I know you're not supposed to brag on yourself on the state of Kansas, but I can. So,
Is that it?
that's it.
Okay. I'm good. Kathy?
I would like to congratulate the city manager and the city clerk and all of the department heads. The financials were good. They look very good, and I know that's not easy to keep it reined in, but.
Got a red pen, she uses a lot.
No, I don't know to be sure. But you're looking good.
Leanne?
I don't know.
Nothing? Okay, couple things. We're gonna get some free publicity from, well, it's not totally free, I guess, but KTWU reached out to city, and then I reached out to the people at the museum. They're doing a Kansas Day story, and they're gonna be at the museum on Monday doing some filming. So that's fun. Because Kansas Day started in Paola, for people that don't know.
I love you for that. When I was on the school board.
Thank you.
I followed a guy in the bathroom.
Anyway. I bet you should go tell that part of the story.
Yes, Kathy, you didn't. I said, yes, I did. You told me to stay with him, so.
Oh, no, we all know what we did before we got here. Another thing, just a reminder, I know it's busy season for people with Christmas and stuff, but city manager has asked us a very important task to get ready for January work study, to work on vision goals. I'm excited about it. I think it's gonna be really, really good for all of us. So make sure you spend a little bit of time trying to get that together for her.
I will say at our mayor summit today, she brought it up and it was very popular, so
Yes.
there'll be a lot of councils around here.
So
doing the
they're like,
vision
yeah,
session.
everybody making mad at us. Like,
Like,
a lot of me in Spring Hill and Lewisburg gonna be
Yeah.
mad at us after that,
Yeah.
but yeah, they were very interested.
Yeah.
That's good.
It was
Yeah,
funny.
we have, had our mayor, city county summit, we go to every few months today, and they're always really productive, so. And other than that, just Merry Christmas to everyone. Enjoy the end of your 2023.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
I am totally excited about this. I didn't realize that I'd have to hit the ground running 24 hours after my election, but amazing how people all of a sudden, call you Mr. Councilman, and can I talk to you? And
Oh,
I've talked to several businesses and been able to talk to quite a few people. The vast majority of it, in fact, all of it, I have got no negative so far.
Yeah.
And it's all positive, and I'm really looking forward to it, really am. There's plenty of stuff for us to tackle a little bit.
Yes, there certainly is.
But we'll tackle it and we'll get it done.
All right, with that, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
a second.
McMahon,
Yes.
Kate,
Hi.
Hickman, Shields.
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned.
Go home and